It's finally time for another Ellie game, and as you're going to see, this is a really good one. It's going to start off with some early swordsman spam, and then we're going to pretty much become the underdogs here. Have to rise from the ashes to conquer everyone, pretty much. So yes, we spawned close to Vingr. So that's a little scary. You don't want to meet swordsmen too early. We do effectively get a few villages though beforehand. And you'll see I just highlighted a square in the clouds. That's where a ruin did exist. So we know Vingr, he got something from that ruin there, and he's not too far away. And he's even closer there, closer than I thought. So he's got one unit down where he just opened that ruin, and then he just also hit me with a swordsman. Barely scathed the swordsman. Swordsman went from 15 health down to 13. So we are in second place. I'm not sure who's in first. It might be Vingr just because he starts off with such an advanced tech, and then he did get that ruin. We were going for a ruin down in the south there, but it ended up being in the water, just out of reach. So yeah, Vingr has now got 3 swordsmen. He healed the one that only had 13 health. And now he's got a rider. So to effectively defend against swordsmen, well, you just need to try to make sure they don't strike you first, which is what you're going to see here. So we hit, the first swordsman we killed, we hit first with a number of units. We didn't kill it. It was at, I think it was at 3 health swordsman. We just killed this turn. And then all of our units pretty much held back, waiting for the swordsman to step up first. So yeah, it wasn't too difficult. Just make sure you have a number of units and you are able to get the first strike. So we just mapped out there our next plan, which is to get ports and connect all these villages. Because I know there's other players out there, and although Vingr might be fairly scary, because I think he is ahead of us. Now we're in 4th place here. We can't ignore the fact that there's other players out there, and we can't let them grow too strong just because we're worried about and concentrating on Vingr. So we found Zabasi. I don't know what he gave me. I should have been paying attention. So we have a very low income. We have no dragon eggs. We are very far behind as far as Ellie should be at this point. And Vingr's launching yet a second wave of 3 swordsmen. This time no rider. So he's launching a second wave that's even weaker than the first wave. So I'm not sure what he's doing here. So if an attack doesn't work, later in the game, your opponent's going to get better tech. Like I have archers now, and I have riders. Those were not in existence when he used his first wave, or I didn't have them. So if it doesn't work the first time, don't do the same thing a second time. Your opponent's just going to be even more prepared for it. So yeah, I got 1 village. Now I'm in first place. I've got 1 village on Zeb's territory there. And he has a pretty big continent. Maybe about the size of mine, if you include, Vingr's territory as well. So we just killed his second wave of 3 swordsmen minus the rider. He didn't send the rider this time. Fairly efficiently. I don't think he even got 1 hit on me. Now I've got a wall up, so when he continues to do that kind of attack, it's not going to be effective at all. Because we've got to concentrate on other players now. We're not really afraid of Vinger anymore at this point. So Zeb's going to take that village back. No, actually, he never had it in the first place. He's going to take it from me. It was my village. So he's basically stealing it. But as you'll notice, I didn't upgrade it. I could have easily upgraded it, but don't upgrade a village that you don't know you can defend. Which, of course, I could not defend that village. It's not even on my continent. And you're going to see later, I'm going to eat those words. Because I'm going to take that village back, and I will defend it from my continent. You'll see what I mean. So he took that village, he stole it from us, and he upgraded it. So we appreciate that, because those are going to be some free upgrades. As you can tell, I have the worst income you might be able to possibly have at this stage. Turn 18 and 20 stars per turn. And that was most probably because of Vinger. So even though his attacks weren't effective in taking anything, they were effective in, well, they were effective in stunting my growth. So we've got some catapults out. Our main worry now still isn't Vinger, even though he's got a giant. It's Zabasi, because he's the one we saw first with a navy. And we can't let him get ships started near our continent. So we have some northern catapults, and they're going to effectively keep him from launching a navy. And Kiku has entered the scene. Kiku got a really bad spawn in this game. He actually, on Discord, asked for a restart and posted a screenshot. But there was a whale in his screenshot in his immediate border, so it wasn't restartable for that reason, according to Discord rules. But also, I believe, no, I was going to say this is a 6-player game, but I think it's only a 5. So it could have been restarted if he didn't have a whale. So I do feel kind of sorry for Kiku. Like us, he is getting a late start as well. So without those catapults, I'd be dead by now. As you can see, they took out some more naval vessels, and they also fended off some of Vinger's units. And Vinger would probably effectively be able to take me over with that giant plus swordsman if I didn't have those catapults. I'd have to say catapults are one of my favorite, probably my most favorite unit in the game. You just need to learn how to effectively employ them. And someone just killed one. Someone just killed one of my catapults. And that will not go without retaliation. But that's okay. I'm moving my defenders down into Vinger's territory while also moving catapults in his direction. Well, one at least. And I finally have baby dragons. So I don't think I got those dragons till like turn 16. Actually, maybe even later, because if I got them on turn 16, they would have been, I don't know. It might have been turn 16. It was late, though. It was like 5 to 6 turns later than you would want to start getting dragons. So I'm definitely behind in this game. I was in first, and now I'm all of a sudden in third. So the score is fluctuating wildly. Also, my stars per turn has become even worse. I'm on turn 23 with 20 stars per turn. A good indication of a good income is that your stars per turn doubles the turn number. Which, as you can tell, is not what is going on here. So yeah, I mean, hats off to Vinger for slowing me down. But I think it cost him his own game, because he saw that early screenshot, unless he wasn't paying attention to the Discord chats. He saw that early screenshot where Kiku was on a one village island right off his coast. And look, he could have just sailed around with boats. He would have been able to reach Kiku's territory just with boats. And had a navy. Because you got to wonder, he hit me with more than 6 swordsmen and a giant. How much did that cost? That was an expense of, well, we'll just say naval proportions. That money could have been used very effectively elsewhere. And thanks to our catapults, invaluable catapults, we are now going to take this Zabasi village. But watch the Zabasi village here. He's going to try to take it back. He can't. So he's going to raze it. R-A-Z-E. So I'm not stealing Zabasi's village there in the north. I'm taking back what was originally mine. So now we have one main objective. It's to finish off Vengr while also keeping Kiku from getting a navy. Because Kiku might, I know he's got at least 2 villages at this point and lots of ports and some custom houses. And I cannot defend against the navy. I mean, I'm still only at 24 stars per turn on turn 25. That one battleship I was able to erect and is somehow still alive. That was very expensive. That was a whole turn's income right there. So we've beaten Vengr back enough. We can now make some more dragons. And we erected a catapult in a very bad position on that port side village, and it immediately got shot. So I don't know why I did that. I normally don't make catapults in places where they can be hit by an enemy unit. It must have been, honestly, I must have been trying to draw his ship in just so I could kill it like that. I think I erected that catapult for no other reason to draw Zabasi's navy in, because all I have to fight naval units at this point is land units. So yeah, in Zabasi's defense, since you would think he would have hit me a lot harder with navy before this point, he is up there with Lux. And I don't know what's going on up there. So we just built a human shield for our catapult up there in Zabasi's continent. And I think this, I had to make 2 videos. This game was so long. And I think this is about to cut out. Let's see. So yeah, we continue to contend with the naval units, using mostly land units. And that catapult that we got on Zabasi's continent is going to make all the difference in the world. That is effectively going to be the reason we're going to win this game. That one 5 health catapult there, guys, is going to be the reason I win this game. So now I've defended it more. I've had to put more defenders in front of it. I'm basically wasting defenders trying to protect it because it's only at 5 health. It's not going to do anything. So Venger's dead. So now it's going to be on to Kiku, full steam ahead here. So yeah, we were very effective in keeping Kiku from erecting a navy. So that's going to be to our advantage. Otherwise, we would not be able to. He would have had so many ships by this point. So our one battleship, is that the original battleship I made? It's still alive. That can't be the original. I don't know. I forget. My stars per turn is starting to look better now. And now we're going to reinforce our defender shield. Effectively, we're using 3 defenders as one big shield for a catapult up there. As soon as I start talking about something, the screen changes. So yeah. We're going to make this our second battleship just to squeeze that defender up there. You see that? Now we have a full health defender shield, except I think one of them maybe has 14 health. And we're going to be able to heal our catapult without too much fear of being attacked. So yeah, now it's turn 29. I got 47 stars per turn. Starting to look better. Okay, and that did dump us into the second video here, and we're going to meet Lux. It's going to give us the very useless tech of climbing at this point. I mean, climbing is great early game, but now it's late game. I would have preferred something like aquatism. So yeah, Kiku didn't even hang out. He was so upset, he just left the game. He's a bot. And I was surprised I was able to take that Kiku village there without Luxador and Zabasi keeping me from doing it, but I think it's because Lux is taking that second Kiku village there with the fire and in the clouds there. Oh, and more importantly, I have just entered 2 more Zabasi villages, which was only made possible by that catapult I was able to keep alive on Zabasi shores there. So now this game is really going to start turning around. I have 1 custom house that I got from Kiku that is bringing me 0 stars per turn. So if I really wanted to start raking in the stars per turn, I need to go get that Kiku village that Lux just took, because it owns all the ports next to my custom house. And these custom houses I have on the shore here, on my my original continent that Venger shared, I think Venger actually started one of them, which really makes it even more suspicious that he didn't attack Kiku first. So yeah, I've got my 2 dragons. I think those are my original dragons. One was almost dead at one point. I think it went down to like 3 health. Trying to keep Kiku from getting a navy. And now I'm healing it. It's done its job. It can rest now. If dragons could be promoted to veteran status, yeah, it's the one at 14 health now. That one used to be down to 3, I think. If dragons could earn veteran status, that guy deserves veteran status. He deserves an award. Now we've got more money. Well, I keep saying money. It's stars. We got more stars. But we're buying stuff with it, so technically it's money. Okay, I'm trying to see what's going on here now. So I don't need to keep showing you this game any longer, because at the point we were behind in the Navy, we effectively used land units to keep our opponent's Navy at bay. But now I've got a lot of stars per turn. Well, okay, so you're probably saying that's not a lot of stars per turn. But compared to what I started with, what I had earlier in the game, that I was able to utilize effectively, that was a lot of stars per turn. And look, we're still using our land units to attack sea units, or Navy units. I just put a battleship on Kiku's former land there. So yeah, I got dragons out at sea. I got dragons on Zabassi's territory where he's now trying to spam. Um, what's he trying to spam? Knights. I think he had 3, but I mean he should have spammed those earlier. Maybe if he would have taken out that catapult I still have there that just now healed to 10 health, back to 10 health. Um, that would have saved him probably. But at this point, it's too late to spam knights. It's too late to spam knights. So Zabassi's all but taken over because with a dragon on his territory, a bunch of defenders, and then I got battleships now too. Yeah, this game is pretty much over. I'm going to stop recording it at this point.